Yes, it's true. We all like to fight each other. In fact, nothing's more satisfying than beating up someone who is more pretentious than a Mike Lee film. But you know what? Working together is a lot more fun. Especially with someone who's as likable as my good buddy Honest Review.
Shame I don't feel the same way.
Oh.
The following games are adventures that you can experience with close friends and family. While we questioned putting games like Donkey Konga and Super Smash Bros. Brawl in here because of their co-op features, we decided to focus on games whose primary goal was co-op play.
Since they were mainly competitive, they went bye-bye. So anyway, join us as we count down our top 10 co-op games. This is a game from our childhood, and is the true epitome of co-op play, being one of those games that is practically impossible to play by yourself.
Capturing the spirit of the Looney Tunes cartoons, you play as Bugs Bunny and Taz, traveling through various time periods to collect cogs, or something like that. I've forgotten the plot.
Yeah. With co-op themed puzzles, expensive levels, and an assortment of minigames, this was a fun adventure worth investing in.
Too bad you couldn't afford it. Ratchet has done more co-op games in recent years with titles like All for One and Q-Force, but sadly, they felt cheap and underwhelming.
Thankfully, Ratchet Deadlocked wasn't that kind of game. In fact, this was a fun adventure that replicated the action of the classic trilogy, but allowed a buddy to come along and help you out. While it may seem weird to play as two Ratchets, just change the skin and you get to be a buff Clank. A sexy buff Clank.
There was also an island.
When we initially did this list, we actually forgot to include a LEGO game.
Yeah.
I know, we are so stupid, we deserve to be flung out into space.
The LEGO games practically redefined drop-in and drop-out co-op play and are so much fun. You'll be playing till all the studs and collectibles are in your greasy hands. Ultimately, we chose LEGO Indiana Jones as our favorite since it has the most platforming and adventure. And on top of that, it was probably the best entry in the franchise before it suddenly became overkill.
Very rarely does a franchise comeback actually topple the originals, but in the case of Donkey Kong Country Returns, it actually did, streamlining the core gameplay and focused primarily on the best bits. We've added co-op play too. Honestly, Tropical Freeze is probably just as good.
In fact, we wrestled with the pros and cons of the two games to determine which was our favorite. While we prefer Returns because it is longer, more challenging, and doesn't feature any tedious swimming levels, we also prefer Tropical Freeze because it has more playable characters, full HD visuals, none of this widescreen bollocks, and David Wise's fantastic soundtrack, and of course Dixie Kong, which I know is in the playable characters section.
Our problems were resolved, however, when the other guy managed to make an illegal copy of the game, which included both countries on a single disc, that could be played on the Wii U. Since that technically qualifies as one game, we felt we could put both games on our list, so we did. Oh no, it's not going to be enough time for the lower third.
Sony's cute, colorful 2D platformer is the kind of game you play while surrounded by kittens.
It looks great, and it's so damn playful you can get lost for hours. One of the particular joys of the game is traveling online and playing the various user-created levels, some of which are absolutely geniusly designed. The best thing about LittleBigPlanet 2, though, is that everything in the game can be played with a buddy, even making your own levels, although 9 times out of 10 they screw it up.
ToeJam and Earl, those funky aliens and their exploits with the deranged humans always makes me chuckle. While lots of people claim the first one is a gift descended from the heavens, and the second is an abomination from the depths of hell, we actually prefer the sequel.
It looks nicer, the gameplay's faster, and is all around more fun. Also, this was the one we played all the time when we were kids, but maybe that's because we never physically owned the original. Regardless, we love Panic on Funkatron, more so than Angry Beavers.
Co-op Mario was something we always wanted when we were little, and it only took Nintendo 15 years to do it. Well, too late, Nintendo. Our entire childhood is gone. Then again, good things come to those who wait, and Super Mario 3D World was terrific fun when playing with a buddy.
It's got the same classic Mario gameplay and the same great collection of power-ups we all know and love. In fact, we loved playing this game so much, we actually aced the whole thing, which nowadays is something we rarely do since I now work at KFC. You want fries with that?
The multiplayer Zelda was something that could either make or break the series, but thankfully 4 Sword Adventures did it just right. playing multicolored links and using your Game Boy Advance as a controller, which in turn was used to explore caves and display stats. This was an inventive game that was tremendous fun.
On a frequent basis, the game would introduce a new element to keep you on your toes, and some genuine tough puzzles that have you on your knees and begging for a super guide. You can't go wrong with Four Swords. I mean, it's multiplayer defined. Rayman's return in the realm of 2D was a fantastically bold and beautifully stylized burst of creativity.
Playing with a friend was a barrel of laughs, even if all you were doing was slapping each other for 45 minutes.
Beyond the slapping, there were actually a dozen levels to plow through and some crazy music-themed stages that were just downright awesome. Much like Super Mario 3D World, this was another game we didn't stop playing till we aced the whole thing. But it was worth it in order to unlock a naked Rayman. Is it weird for a racing game to be our favorite co-op game? To some, maybe. And to them, I say, leave us alone!
With an intensive career mode that constantly shook up the foundations of what a racing game could be, alongside the much-welcomed Grand Prix mode,
as well as a neat transformation gameplay hook, terrific track design, and a cast of likable characters, Racing Transformed is practically pitch perfect, resulting in us being incapable of putting it down for months.
The only downside to this game is the glitch that has potential to corrupt your save data and make you start all the way back from the beginning. And because the save data is copy protected, you can't save it onto a USB unless you're a PlayStation Plus user, which we are not.
Besides that, Sega Racing Transformed is perfect. It is our favorite co-op game. Better than Mario Kart? We dare not say anything because that kind of talk gets you killed.